Don't shorten your cross. On the narrow roadside, exhausted and through, with heavy laid burdens like bent leaves from dew, he lies there exhausted, the Pilgrim Christian, just watching and waiting one moment again. One moment as Lot's wife his thoughts race behind, and thinks of the memories still fresh in his mind, and sees through the low fog a lonesome carriage, and so many memories from his young teenage, a life of great burdens and long sufferings, but folded with many and great victories. But his cross, one moment he set on the ground, the cross under which at times he fell down, a life of great suffering to bear and to face, a lot of resistance and so much disgrace. Sharp thorns are too many and metals are few. One moment the Christian feels lonely and through. One moment upon him doubt enters in. Think again, Christian. What if you're deceived? What's life in this world? Roads leading astray. Your ears are deceiving and your eyes betray. To bear in this world when it does not care, this old cross of mine is too heavy to bear. So on his cross leaning, one shoulder and hip, the old Christian pilgrim has fallen asleep. And there, in his dreaming of hardship and toil, bright visions of glory in his mind reveal. He sees how the angels on top of a tree are calling him forward to heaven's glory. The Christian arises from where he had slept, and then starts his journey beneath the cross bent. On the narrow roadside he climbs up again, as winds from the east side push him towards heaven. But the cross feels heavy again and again. He feels opposition from where he had been. Too great is this burden, the very last mile. The road is too narrow in this weary trial. My battle is endless. I toil in vain, for heaven still farther and farther is seen. The pilgrim is weary, and all hope is lost. The old Christian pilgrim falls beneath the cross, beyond my endurance, and here I'll remain. So there lies the Christian, all torn up and slain. Hey there, Christian pilgrim, a strange voice is heard. Too great is your burden, too much to endure. Just take up this hacksaw and cut off a tad. Don't be so close-minded, with mercy I beg. For this is a burden which you cannot bear, for it is the longest and heaviest here. The Christian then listens to the stranger's word. He takes the utensil and cuts from the wood. From his cross he shortens a tad, then some more, and makes his old burden still lighter to hold. He sets it upon him and tries one more step, and once more he shortens from what there is left. Again he's attempting, and then, with leisure, he whispers, finally, it's much easier. And then starts his journey on the narrow road, but with his cross shortened, following the Lord. On the road he meets with a group of Christians, and leaves them behind him in trials and toils. And so, with much hurry, beneath the cross bent, he reaches the city with the pearly gate. What walls of pure jasper, that city foursquare, whose gates remain open, for there's no night there. Clear colors of glory, and steps, and wonders, archangels in columns, and crowns of St. Sheaves. But from the road to the gate is a trench, across which there's nothing the west side can reach. The Christian starts shouting with misery filled, but no one is looking to see and respond. And then he shouts louder while facing his fate. No one's at the entrance, no one's at the gate. But then, from the valley beneath the cross bent, come his Christian brothers behind he had left. They come all rejoicing a song of God's grace, and quickly their crosses as bridge they then place. They step to the shore side and pass through the gate, as crosses behind them fall down to their fate. The Christian takes his cross and moves up some more, and tries to extend it as well from the shore. But his cross is shorter than it was before. How well it would reach if it was as it were. The Christians are there now, up there in heaven. How wise of those Christians who never gave in. What singing, rejoicing is heard in heaven. What glorious thanksgiving is heard in refrain. What flight of archangels, what rays of light beams, what large colored rainbows and light flowing streams. The Christian outside now, of sorrow perceived, across the wide trench now the cross he has placed, and tries to cross over. One step and one more. How close is the pilgrim to heaven's wide door. One step and another. How close now to reach. But his shortened cross then slips down through the trench, and down falls the Christian, and gone for all time is now life eternal, forever in shame. But listen, what mystery! On that roadside cliff, the old Christian pilgrim wakes up from his sleep. There, with one shoulder beside the cross bent, on the narrow roadside is where he had slept. He slept there one moment, and there in his dream, a sign and a light the Christian had seen. The pilgrim arises from where he had slept. A new inspiration is now in his heart, and quick on his shoulder he takes that old cross and looks on towards heaven, no more to the past. The cross on his shoulder is like two dove wings. My cross isn't shortened, he shouts and he sings. And now he will say and proclaim and he'll shout, from your cross of faith one tad do not cut. The Lamb that now taketh the sins of the world came from heaven's glory with his own shed blood. And from heaven's glory he's waiting again with full-length crosses to meet in heaven. Amen.